Alright, I'm going to walk through how to solve one of the problems from your substitute method worksheet. You can do all these problems with this method. Just picking one to start with, I'm going to do number 6, which is 5x minus y equals negative 5, and x minus y equals 3. Now I can do this by solving either equation for either variable. So I'm going to go one way, you could go a different way, and you would still get the same answer, and I'm actually going to show you that here in a second. But that applies to all these problems. You can solve either equation for either variable and then plug it in to find the solution. That's fine. There's more than one way to solve it, but the solution is always the same. So if you do it one way, I do it a different way, but we come up with the same answer, we're good. I'm going to go ahead and just solve the second equation for x because it seems like it would be a really easy thing to do. Because all I do is add y to both sides, and now I have x by itself. The substitution method works because the equal sign means that x and 3 plus y are the same thing. So I can plug in 3 plus y for x because they are the same amount. So that's what I do. I take 5x minus y equals negative 5. I take the x out, I put in 3 plus y. Oops, negative 5. Okay. And then I distribute 15 plus 5y minus y equals negative 5. And then I'm just solving equations. So I subtract 15, subtract 15, combine like terms. 4y equals negative 20, which means that y is equal to negative 5. Now that's only the first part of my solution here. I know that y is negative 5, but I have to find out what x is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to solve one of the equations for x by plugging in negative 5 for y. So if I take the first equation, I take out y and I put in negative 5, and then I just solve it. So 5x plus 10 equals negative 5. I'm sorry, 5x plus 5 equals negative 5. I subtract 5. I have 5x equals negative 10. And then I divide by 5. X is equal to negative 2. And so there's my solution. Y has to be negative 5, x has to be negative 2. And if you go back and try it, you'll see that that'll actually work for both equations. And that's how you can always know you have the right answer. Alright, now I'm going to actually go through and show you that instead of solving for x, I could have solved for y initially, and I would have got the exact same answer, so it doesn't matter. So if I go back to those two equations I started with, I have a 5x minus y equals negative 5, and a x minus y equals 3. So the first time through, I solved it for x. Now I'm going to solve it for y. So I would get rid of the x on both sides. I have negative y equals 3 minus x. I want to find what y is, not negative y. So I'm going to multiply everything by negative 1. And I get y equals negative 3 plus x. So the same deal, equal values method. Y is the same thing as negative 3 plus x, so I can take the y out and put in negative 3 plus x, because I'm not changing anything, it's the same value. So that's what I do. I take the other equation, I take out the y, I put in negative 3 plus x in its place. And then I just solve. So I get 5x plus 3 minus x equals negative 5. I combine like terms and isolate the variable. So x is equal to negative 2. And then, just like the other problem, I go back and I plug that into either equation to say if x is negative 2, what does y have to be? So if I take x minus y equals 3, I take out x, put in negative 2, negative y equals 3, negative y equals 5, which means y is equal to negative 5. Okay, so there we go. I just wanted to go back and show you that you're going to get the same answer either way. You can see the first time through I solved for y and then I found x, got the same values as if I would have solved for x first and then found y. It doesn't matter. The solution to this problem is x has to be negative 2, y has to be negative 5, and that is the only set of coordinates that would work. That is the only coordinate pair that works. It's the only way that I can get both equations to work.